Bee atlas surveys are looking for the presence of bees, like what bumblebees are around. And there's designated routes, which are about 25 miles long. And along those routes, we are to survey whatever floral resources are present. This project is run by the University of Minnesota, and I created this Bloomington survey route last year, and so this is the second summer that I've done it. This is a catch and release protocol, so we're looking at the bumblebees there, we're collecting them in a cup, we're identifying them and recording the information, and then we're releasing right then and there. The collection is for 10 minutes at each place, so it's a timed survey. We do that 3 times a summer, June, July, August, and that's to account for all the different bumblebee species. On July 23rd, 2020, I did my second bumblebee survey for the summer. The route always remains the same. What changes is where there are flowers along that route. So I always start at the Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge. My second stop was at the Bloomington Civic Plaza. So there were no adequate flowers between the visitor center and the Bloomington Civic Plaza. In July, it was blooming with wild bergamot. This was a planted area that was just covered from almost the street of Old Shakopee to the parking lot. And there were so many bumblebees. I got 5 species of bumblebees and 29 individuals, and of that, 5 were rusty patch bumblebee females, which was very exciting. The rusty patch bumblebee is an endangered bumblebee species. This was my one and only find, and it's the Minnesota state bee. The reason that it was listed as endangered is because the population has decreased by almost 90% over the last 20 years.
It was pretty exciting to hear that our endangered species, endangered bee in Minnesota, is right here in Bloomington, so close to the wildlife refuge.
So if you take a good look on the hind legs, sometimes you can see like 2 yellow or orange circles, and that's pollen that the females have collected and have put on their pollen baskets on their hind legs.
Native bees are so important to our community because they are important pollinators, and they ensure that the foods we eat are available to us. They don't just pollinate all the pretty flowers and all the native flowers, they do visit all of our gardens and ensure our tomatoes and blueberries are available.
If you do something that benefits the rusty patch bumblebee, it benefits bumblebees, which benefits that whole pollinator suite, which is really important.
Residents of Minnesota, and especially of Bloomington right here with the rusty patch bumblebee in our community, they can leave lots of things in their yard. You don't have to do as much cleaning. You can leave the stems of flowers for the bees and other insects to burrow into and hibernate through the winter.
The benefit of having native plants is that all kinds of wildlife can use them, providing wildlife habitat. Even though you don't think about what the strip in your yard or the strip in your, outside the parking lot can do, with some native plants there that are flowering throughout the summer with native grasses, it can provide all kinds of great habitat needs for birds, butterflies, bees. One thing everyone can do is just notice bees and appreciate the bumblebees you're seeing. They're really easy when they're on a flower. They're not, bothered by you at all. You can just take a good look, and if something seems remotely like it might have a rust patch, you can take a photo, and there's a number of places where you can share that record, and it really helps in our understanding.